Hi guys, good morning. So I got up this morning and I went into YouTube and there was a video on there and there were three women having this conversation. Now they're big in the so-called movement, truth or spiritual whatever, and for some reason I was drawn to it. Something said watch that, so clicked on it and it started off, and I got through about 9 minutes of it before I felt almost physically sick. Yeah, no, I did actually. I felt a sense of nausea, and so I thought, right, that's it. I switched it off. Just switched off the computer and just sat in silence whilst really tuning in and thinking and feeling my feelings and really paying attention, because it brought up a shitload of stuff, and that's why I was guided, I think, to watch it. No, I know that's why I was guided to watch it. What's come up here in a big way, and I mean, we know this happens, this is how it works, right? Every layer on the spiral path, you come across the same stuff, the same it is what it is, people, and we zero in on it, the truth, the essence of our journey, our experience here in this illusion, this dream world. It is to come in here and to embody what I call hell consciousness, and hell consciousness creates hell. But for the longest time we don't even see that. We think this is normal. We don't feel it either. So when we see all these dead animals by the roadsides, when we see the decay and the withering worlds, I call this the withering worlds, it doesn't affect us really, because we're still in a trauma-based, mind-controlled state. So we don't see it, we don't feel it. Awakening is where you begin to see it more and more and more. And so awakening is where you begin to feel it more and more and more. And it really fucking hurts. That is true awakening. Now, that little video, well actually it was quite a long video, it was about 2.5 hours long, but I only watched 8 minutes of it. As I said, that video really upset me, because it was three women there talking about what's going on in the world, supposedly, and about, one of them is a channeler, and this is the messages I've been given, but basically they were just complete and utter frauds, all three of them, full of shit. It's like, okay, you're completely empty, there is nothing there, it is literally a facade. And at the same time, as I'm sat there watching that, knowing this, feeling this, the dark generator is there saying, well, that isn't nice, you're being judgmental, you're a bad person, you shouldn't think like this. All this guilt and all this heavy oppression, wilting, withering, like the Dementors in Harry Potter, basically. But I knew what I knew. I know what I know, and this brings me to my point. This is what happens to soul travelers in this realm. We are continually invalidated people. We learn not to trust ourselves. We learn to trust the external world. The teachers, the preachers, the gurus, all of that, right? We put our faith in the structures and the leaders and the movers and the shakers of this world, even though they are liars, they are frauds. They are minions of the darkness, people, even whilst pretending to be minions of the light. Now, I don't think that they do this consciously and knowingly, because I don't think they have a conscience and I don't think they have a knowing. I think it is simply that way because we are birthing the consciousness of love, which is the opposite of hell consciousness. And so we go through, like I did yesterday, all through all these experiences that elicit this hell consciousness, that show us in so many different ways what is what in the illusion, in the construct, in the dream. And you know, those of us who have followed the New Age in the past have been much deceived by it. Many different sort of, you know, deceitful teachings have led us up the garden path. It is not a straightforward thing, this experience. It's not like, for example, they have you believe that balance is 50% evil and 50% good. No, it isn't. Not at all. It's nothing to do with that. It's utter nonsense. We are here, like that experience I had yesterday with that malevolent being brought up a shitload of stuff within me, okay? And that's why it happened. So it is a gift, and I see it that way. I do. Because it brings up so many different nuances for me to look at, for me to explore, for me to introspect into, to gain the knowing, to affect the healing, the elevation. That is really what it's all about. Everything that happens is to that end. So we are never really victims at all. And yet, shit happens that makes us feel exactly that. It makes us feel like victims. It makes us feel our invalidation. How weak we feel. It's like standing on your own 2 feet. You know, sovereignty, personal power, or self-determination. These are all words and terminologies that we've heard, and they sound good, but how do we really feel them? How do we really embody that when from the get-go we've been made to feel that we are nothing? That when we're made to feel that, in order to be truly worthy, and to believe, to even use that word worthiness also suggests the exact opposite. There is no such thing as worth, because the minute you have worth, you have the opposite as well. You have unworth. You see what I'm saying, people? It's all bullshit. When you're a soul traveler, the truth is that you are. It's really quite simple. But we've lived this lie, and it is a lie, people. It's a complete lie. The lie that you're so weak, and I've had an image of it in my head. This being so weak, it couldn't walk. It couldn't walk. It couldn't speak. It is broken in every imaginable way, and that is how we feel within ourselves. It's only sort of like in the last couple of years that we've started to work on regaining our essence. It's never gone away. It was always there, but we are re-merging with our true self. We are finding out that everything we were told is a lie, that our true value doesn't lie in what we look like, how much money we have, how many subscribers we have on YouTube or on Facebook or on Instagram, how popular we are, this, that and the other. All these fake criteria of value, of worth, of, you know, it's all a lie, people. It's all a lie. It has nothing to do with true soul essence. True soul essence came here in your form, in my form, to have this experience, to lose everything, to experience the illusion of the disconnect, of the losing everything, of being worthless, powerless, terrified. I better look up. oh, she's so beautiful and she has all this money and she's really popular, and oh, she channels this and she channels that, and oh, I must listen to this person because they know what's going on. You see the whole world doing it, don't you? You see all these people following, listening, paying attention, paying obeisance, oh yes. And it is not for us. Soul travelers feel an acute sense of no when it comes to that. I mean, I come across so many people who talk the talk but who don't walk the walk at all, in any way or shape or form. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people are like that. They come from the left brain world. And I always know, I get comments sometimes, it's like, oh, you're from the left brain world, NPC. You know, it's all about this, yap, and then they, you know, anybody can have all the language and say all the right things, and yet I know that you're empty, you're nothing, you're just off the machine. Because the real soul travelers, we're a bit wonky, we're a bit ooh and a bit ah, you know, it's like yesterday. I'm not going to pretend, I'm not even going to make myself or force myself to be this perfection, this, oh, I'm always Aum, because I didn't feel like doing that. I felt like I had to say something. It was a good experience for me to have. It was worthwhile. It was a valuable lesson. I'm going to continue to learn from what happened yesterday, from my reaction or response. It was somewhere in between a reaction and a response, actually. I was conscious of it. I chose it. We've been told so many lies. You should be this. You can't be that. You aren't here. You mustn't go there. It isn't this way. It isn't like that. And it is the dark generator, because it is the continual sabotage that lives within our consciousness, but is not of our consciousness, people. And it has been there our entire fucking life. It has created hell consciousness. You see, because that is where Wetiko lives. It cannot live in the rivers of love. It can only live in the putrid, stagnant soup that is hell consciousness. Hell consciousness is imposed limitation. Hell consciousness is, well, you're no good and powerless and worthless and stupid and ignorant. No matter what you do, it will never be good enough. But she up there, oh, look how popular she is. Oh yeah, you must listen. And always out, external focused. And it's all a lie, people. But the more you are able to hear and tune in and really observe yourself and your own consciousness, you'll see exactly what's going on there. You'll see how hell consciousness plays out and what exactly it is, and how it is continually there, like a radio broadcast. Not always with words, but it's always there. It's always there. And so that is what, and the effects that it's had on us, making for all this programming, all these beliefs, that is what has created our experience, you see. Without a doubt. And it is that we are disentangling from now, people, which is the hardest thing we've ever done. How do you go from a state of abject terror, valueless, worthlessness, powerlessness, trauma-based insanity, to a state of blessed trust, surrender, and flow, tuning in. You know, that doesn't happen overnight at all, people. And yet that state, that luminous state of clarity, of flow, of knowing, of I am powerful, I am the power of love, I am the magic of love, I love myself. All of me. I've done this work, I've done all this work, I've been here, I've done this, I've been there, I'm so proud of myself, I love myself, I surround myself, I hold myself, I cherish myself, I love myself. Self-love. As opposed to, I'm no good, I'm so shit, I'm so worthless, But you wouldn't never consciously think, but it is there, people, when you pay attention. Anyway, so yeah, this 8 minutes of this YouTube video really brought up a lot of stuff, showing me yet again, that's been a story that's played out in your life, in your psyche. You know, it always comes back again to our choice. We can choose hell consciousness, or we can choose the new consciousness, which is the consciousness of love, which isn't really new, because the power of love has been here all along. Barely discernible, but it's always been here, always. So in every moment of the day we have that choice. Now that doesn't mean that we're going to start feeling better straight away and like everything is wonderful and perfect. It doesn't work that way at all, people. Awakening is a most painful, harrowing experience. We know this. Well, those of us who are genuine soul travelers know this to be the case. That even like when you feel absolutely horrific, which in fact is most of the time, you are still able to choose love, and it gives you a sense of support during your darkest moments. It gives you the courage, the integrity and the strength to carry on when others would fall by the wayside. It helps you to discern the truth from the lie with regards to who and what and when and where and why. You see, it tells you that even though you're a wonky, messed up person, that at the same time you are a radiant fucking star, a glowing diamond in the rough. You see, and so we will not give up, people. It's just not in our nature to give up. You see, we are infinite power. We are the power of love. And so no matter how many times this shit tells us how worthless we are and how other people are so much better than us and how we're never going to be alright and how evil always wins, all these different nuances of hell consciousness sucking like the Dementors in Harry Potter are our essence out of us, you know, which is the illusion as well, because it can't do that really. But you do feel, with all this negativity and all this fear and all this worry and all this agony, you feel so weakened, because it is showing you exactly what has been happening your whole life. Yeah, get it, wow. As love is coming back here into the equation, you see. Love, as you know, if you choose that and you dwell in that, it gives you that strength. It fills you up. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I feel nurtured, nourished, good, strong, you know? But of course, these last 6 weeks, 8 weeks, it's really, we haven't really felt that. We have felt the other side. We have felt the darkness, the oppression, you know, we've all been like rabbits in the middle of the night, caught in the headlights of the car on the road. That is how it's been, because it's been a massive purge, the purge of purges. And so, yeah, here we are, still standing, people, and we're going to keep doing the work, and we're going to keep getting back to love. We're going to keep getting back to the I am.